welcome back to the channel. If you're meeting me for the first time, my name is Lauren and I am really excited to have you back here. Guys, gonna be checking out another video. Okay, this is another wonderful video of Moscow, the capital of extremely beautiful women. Documentary vlog. Okay, Moscow isn't just the capital of Russia, but also the capital of extremely beautiful women. Okay, let's see the facts they put to that title because it really seemed very interesting and fun for, and I am really curious to check it out. So if you're as well, sit back and let's dive in. And guys, if you find this video really interesting, please do well to subscribe, like, and share. Okay, so we keep moving and keep doing this every day, and let me know what you think about this video down the comment. And if you have one you want me to check it out, drop it down the comment and I'll go do just that. Let's get in.
So far, we have mainly discussed different countries and their capital cities. Some of these
Yeah.
cities may have caught your interest, while others may not have appealed to you as much. In your opinion, what do you think makes a capital city the most livable in the world? What are the key
Okay.
characteristics that a country's capital should have? Now let's shift our focus to Moscow, the capital of this immense country with the largest land area. We are well aware that Russia is incredibly vast, spanning approximately 17 million square kilometers. Moscow, often
17
regarded
million.
as the heart of this colossal nation, is located just east of Belarus and north of Ukraine. Unlike the extremely cold northern regions dominated by Siberia, Moscow is situated in a more temperate and warm part of the country along its western border. In contrast to the bone-chilling temperatures as low as -50 degrees Celsius in northern Russia, Moscow experiences milder winters, with temperatures hovering around -20 degrees Celsius. Nevertheless, the winter season in Moscow can still be bitingly cold. When we take a closer look at the map of the city, we can see that it doesn't cover a very large area. The total land area of Moscow is only 2,511 square kilometers. Despite
Out of
this,
17
the number of
million.
people living in this area is remarkably high. Moscow, undoubtedly the most popular city in Russia, is home to approximately 19 million people, while the closest city, St. Petersburg, houses 6 million residents. It's quite remarkable that Moscow has been the capital of
close.
Russia for over 850 years. Of course, to accommodate this dense population,
850 years. So that's likely to say the capital is as old as the country itself. The country itself. Wow, 860 years. It's been its capital all this time. Wow,
in a small area, high-rise skyscraper
so
buildings have been
beautiful.
constructed. In this important city, you can see hundreds of tall buildings. The rental prices for an average apartment here, which are somewhat better than the normal standards, start at 100,000 rubles. The equivalent of these three-bedroom apartments in dollars is at least $1,000. So if you're considering living in Russia, particularly in Moscow, where the city hosts billionaires from around the world, the cost of living in this city is at least $2,000 per month. You can find apartments for 50,000 rubles, but these apartments are at least 20 years old and located far from the city center or are very small. Nearly half of the world's capital cities are situated along a coastline, but Moscow does not have any nearby seas. The city is graced by the Moscow River, which flows through its center, providing a peaceful recreational spot for the Russian people year-round. The river has been connected with small bridges to facilitate land connections for the residents. The famous Moscow Kremlin Palace is located in the very heart and center of the city. This palace, Moscow boasts architecture reminiscent of Western European styles, with each architectural women really enjoy having their pictures taken. Even if you take their pictures without them noticing, when they realize it, they don't react aggressively or angrily. Instead, they smile and pose for the camera. It's clear that Russians frequently have their phones in hand, always taking photos of themselves, even if you're not photographing them. It appears that Russians don't just seek approval from others, but also from themselves. Moscow boasts architecture reminiscent of Western European styles, with each architectural wonder
Really
holding
high cell
iconic
phone
status for
cities.
the country. The city largely meets the expectations of an ideal place to live. If you want to dine out, there are hundreds of restaurant options available. Likewise, if you're tired of visiting the same park or nightclub, there are plenty more to explore. If you enjoy meeting new people, Moscow has an abundance of fresh faces to encounter. When you observe people's faces, you can clearly see the characteristics of the Slavic race.
Okay.
About 8 out of 10 people have fair skin and are often blonde, and many Russians have blue or green eyes. Beauty, of course, is subjective, but there's no denying the
Wow.
global fascination with the Slavic appearance.
Wow.
Russians seem to be aware of this attention, which likely contributes to their high self-confidence. Additionally, Russians
Wow.
dress quite elegantly, not just when they're going out at night, but even
Wow.
during casual daytime meetups with friends. Moreover, Russia offers significant income-earning opportunities. To afford the vibrant Moscow lifestyle, a net income in the range of $4,000 to $5,000 per month is needed. Otherwise, the luxurious lifestyle could strain your budget. If Moscow is too expensive, you might consider living in the city of Vladimir, located just east of Moscow.
Yeah.
In the eastern part of Russia, you'll find the large and lively city of Kazan. If you prefer a city that's less crowded but still well developed and located near the Finnish border, then St. Petersburg is the place for you. It's situated north of Moscow. Moscow doesn't just attract adults, it also draws young people from all over Russia. This is because the city is home to the country's largest technical universities. Young individuals come here to pursue education that can open doors to international career opportunities.
Yeah, like
Moscow is now
it's
home to
really
13
fascinating.
universities, making it a city that appeals to people of all ages. Russia is a predominantly Orthodox Christian country. However, the religious structure and style of governance do not interfere with the clothing and lifestyles of its people. People are free to dress and live as they choose without societal or governmental pressure. In Moscow, people enjoy dancing not only in venues but also on the streets. They exhibit a zest for life that is on par with Western European lifestyles, full of energy and a love for fun. Moscow's residents are highly motivated, which also provides a means of livelihood for young people who want to earn money by playing music.
Wow.
Musicians playing various instruments can be found on every street corner, so while strolling through Moscow, you might constantly hear beautiful melodies. Additionally, in the evening during sunset hours, Moscow's sidewalks start to fill up with people and you can hardly find an empty pavement. Even if people don't go to cafes, they fill up these parks and sidewalk areas with their loved ones. In Moscow, it's common to see people parking their cars in a corner, opening their car trunks, and enjoying hookah. If there's no space in parks, some individuals take their hookahs and drinks to enjoy in the open air in the trunks of their cars. Instead of eating and drinking, some people prefer to spend time chatting by the green banks of the Moscow River. It's also common to see Russians using benches for various activities in the evenings. One noticeable aspect of Moscow streets is that despite the population being relatively young, there is a high consumption of tobacco products. The city has a small elderly population over 65, and you'll mainly see people under 50 on the streets. Elderly individuals are often spotted in the metro and don't attract much attention on the streets. Speaking of the metro, it's worth noting that Moscow has one of the world's largest and most extensive metro networks. This city boasts a transportation network detailed enough to match the splendor of a capital, and what's more, Moscow's metro stations, like other Russian metros, have quite impressive architecture. These ultra-stylish metro designs inherited from the Soviets are truly one of Russia's best features. To show you this better, you can observe for yourself just how elegant and clean each metro station in Moscow is. Across the country, Russia's metro system hosts more than 160 stations on 11 lines. One remarkable aspect of Moscow is the high number of luxury cars. You'll notice these luxury cars, especially in the evening, and each one is absolutely stunning. No matter where you look, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Mercedes, and other types of luxury cars suddenly appear before your eyes. There's a street in the city called Malaya Bronaya, where Moscow's elite reside. Taxis are abundant, and the wealthy often spend their time. In Moscow's streets like Malaya and Petrovka, you can find the most expensive branded shopping centers and the most luxurious vehicles. In the evenings, you can experience the traffic and crowds of these streets. Moreover, because Moscow is a cosmopolitan and multinational city, you can easily overcome communication barriers with English, even if you don't speak Russian fluently. The city's diverse population also means that you can find dishes that suit your taste, reflecting its rich food culture. Additionally, Moscow's bustling streets are popular among newlyweds for their wedding celebrations. Many people choose Moscow's upscale neighborhoods for their weddings. So if you see multiple bride and groom pairs and hundreds of guests gathered around the Moscow River, it's a common sight. The wedding ceremonies in Moscow are not extravagant. Instead, they are simple, with intimate gatherings of close family and friends. Today, despite political challenges, Moscow has a vibrant and secure atmosphere. It seems that this city will continue to be one of the world's most coveted and intriguing capitals. The people of Moscow appear content with living in their country, and there are no signs of fear or restriction on their faces. If you enjoy city videos like this, you can support the channel by liking the video and subscribing for future content. See you in the next one. Goodbye.
Wow, guys, that was really fascinating, really incredible. With every video comes a new realization, new insight, new fascination. Like everything about Russia is just incredibly amazing, guys. I really love this. I had a great time watching it, and yeah, I still found a lot of new things I had no clue. So even if I spend a whole day in front of my camera just going through Russia, guys, it's not gonna be enough because I've been in the dark for years. All right, when I talk about the dark, I you know what I mean. You know what I mean. And the propaganda that's been posted out there every day. I've been in the dark. So just this sudden realization that there is actually beauty behind this darkness is something that fascinates me every time I pick my phone and I go through a Russian raw and real content. All right. That was really great. I had a great time. And if you did too, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. All right. Share, subscribe for more. And yes, I'll see you in my next video. I remain your girl, Loren. Bye.